The most important practice for awakening is to simply drop all practices. This might sound a bit counterintuitive at first, but let me just give you a very crude analogy to get this point across. If you are constipated, taking a laxative can be very, very useful. It might just be the best thing to do given your situation. If the laxative has done its job and you are now no longer constipated, what would happen if you just keep taking it? Well, you would just wind up with diarrhea. So you wouldn't have cured your condition, you just moved from one condition to another one that's equally but maybe differently uncomfortable. That is of course not to say that taking the medication was a bad idea, but overdoing it, hyper-fixating on it, that turned out to be a mistake. And when it comes to spiritual practices, or tools, or methods, the very same principle applies. Of course, the tools in our awakening toolkit can be very useful. Very often, when we are caught in a mental construction and we seem to be suffering intensely, then applying a sort of tool can be just the right thing. It can be the most wise thing to do in the moment. For example, a simple pointer I often share is to create space in the visual field, to open up to the periphery. This simple move unhooks the fixation on mental constructions, and immediately we are in a uncontrived, open, simple space. Now, we could very easily fixate on this method and now try to always maintain space. But by trying to do so, we have just wound up in another fixation. So we just swap one fixation for another one. The correct thing to do would have been to drop the method as soon as the openness is there. The fixation was given space, and now it just resolves itself. It self-liberates. There is nothing further to do. There is no need to hold on to the method. It has done its job, and now we can just trust and let go and rest as it is. The important thing to understand here is that all spiritual practice only has one purpose. It is about fulfillment, completeness, peace in the here and now. If that peace is here right now, what need is there for a method? What need is there for a special insight? All of that would be unnecessary work. It would have the opposite of the desired effect. Fixating on the method would just indicate to us that we haven't arrived yet at the destination of being here in this ultimate way, in completeness. As long as we are applying a method, we are traveling, we are journeying, we are trying to get somewhere. We cannot be at the destination. Well, sometimes it might be useful, but that's all it is, a useful tool. And then we drop it, and we rest here, at this place which isn't a place, where nothing is missing, where no techniques or tools or methods are needed. And there's nothing more to be done.